Do you have a brilliant startup idea? Visit our website at eapla.com to schedule a Blue Couch meeting and launch your startup journey today.
Welcome back to On The Cusp. We're on the banks of the Red River here at Chasing Aces, and we've got Jeffrey Goodman, the newest CEO of Committee of 100, and I got my co-host Matt Snyder back with me today.
Thank you, Dave.
Matt's already been hitting a few balls.
I love it.
I'm hitting them well.
He is, and he is hitting them well.
Hey, we're coming here. New location.
We were going to, start mixing it around town. Shreveport-Bossier, some key spots, but I think we found
This is
our
beautiful.
Spot. Yeah, it is, and John Dudley's done a great job. So
This forced me to end my podcast. I can't compete with this.
We were like, we got to step it up. We got to kill Goodman's on podcast.
I'm intimidated. I'm done. I concede. Don't win. Uncle.
So Jeffrey, but let's
the
talk
first CEO of the Committee of 100 in the
history of the organization that dates back to 1961.
Dude, that's pretty good.
Full time.
That's awesome.
No pressure.
So everybody knows that watches. What is Committee of 100?
So Committee of 100 is supposed to be comprised of 130 top business leaders in this area who are committed to try and push the region forward. I mean, I'm still working on my elevator pitch.
So your first move has to be to change the name to Committee of 130?
It's really, actually, it's closer to 198 people when you factor in everyone. So we have active members, we have advisory members, we have at-large members, we have military members, and we have honorary members.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, wow.
Different designations.
And you got to manage all that.
I have to try.
With the Committee of 100, the local Committee of 100 is that a national
It's
thing?
not. It's a local thing that started back in 1961. There's maybe 5 Committee of 100s across the country in different spots.
There is a
Committee of 100 Louisiana, and I think they are 100 people or less. We're Committee of 100 Shreveport-Bossier is technically our name.
And what do y'all want to do? Well, what do they want to do?
So what I was telling you guys before we started is our biggest focus right now is what we call the gateway to Shreveport. So
exciting project.
What is the first impression that we give people when they come into our community? So what that means to us is, how do we make Monkhouse from the airport?
And I appreciate you guys picking that up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Picking it up, and this is really a Committee of 100 BRF joint project. So let's say that because I am on a BRF EAP podcast. But Gateway to Shreveport, so everyone understands, is let's revitalize Monkhouse from the airport to the time you get on I-20, and let's revitalize I-20 from the time you hop on at Monkhouse to Greenwood Road. So, the beauty of this project is it's very hard to find a project that Shreveport and Bossier can care about equally. And so I sat down with Lisa Johnson, who runs the Bossier Chamber. I sat down with Amanda Nottingham, who was the CAO of Bossier, and I was like, all right, guys, and this is like in my first days of Committee 100, I said, let me get something clear. I said, do people in Bossier use the Shreveport Regional Airport? Like, is that how most of them get to Shreveport-Bossier? And they're like, yep. And I said, do most of your residents, like when they're coming into Bossier, do they come in through I-20? And they said, yep. I said, okay, great. I just wanted to hear you say that. And so when I come to you and I say, I want us all to collaborate and to own this project, I expect Bossier to care about it as much as we do.
And they're like, no, let's keep Shreveport looking terrible.
No, and not only is
we're gonna make it really nice, right, when you come over the bridge.
But y'all are gonna understand this because I listen to your podcast. So not only is this for the first impression of people coming in to our community, but it's for our residents. Like, we have a self-esteem issue big time in this community. So
we're also hard on ourselves. We are the hardest on anything about Shreveport-Bossier.
But you want to make people feel good about, they go somewhere else, they come here, they leave the airport, and it looks terrible. So this is going to help local self-esteem as well as economic development as we bring people into our community and try and convince them to want to set up shop here.
Nothing makes you feel worse about Shreveport than if you're going to the airport and the drive to the airport looks terrible. The airport looks tiny.
But it looks great now.
Yeah,
it looks great.
And then you find it
good.
somewhere new. Now, Mark and them are doing a great job at the airport.
job.
It looks incredible. If we fix the corridor, what a pride point. I mean, I've been flying a lot lately, and I love going to the Shreveport
And
Airport.
let me make sure I mention this. We're drafting off of Mayor Arsenault's effort. So the mayor has $2 million that he got passed through the 2024 bond, I think it was, and they're going to completely redo the roadway of Monkhouse, and they're going to create more of a boulevard there from the airport to I-20, and they're putting new landscaping and greenery. So he's done his part, and we're just coming in to complement the work that he's doing and to get this thing looking the way it should for this great community that we all want and that we all live in.
It's a great partnership with the additions and the changes at the airport.
Yeah,
You know,
so
like,
it's
a
a
good
partnership.
timing.
Yep, and you guys were at our big announcement, and
Yeah, it's
I can
awesome.
share the video. We have a great video of the event. We had the mayor there. We had Sheriff Whitehorn there. We had Grady Morrison, the chairman of BRF there. We had David Detloff, the president of Committee 100 there, saying how this affects all of us. Let's make this happen. Let's get this done.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, that was a great, like those kind of events, you know, the typical presser thing. We've all gone to a lot of them in Shreveport, and usually they're pretty much the same, and a lot of them you leave not that blown away. There's been some good ones lately. I mean, the announcement. Monday.
NLEP's announcement.
That was incredible. The airport one was fun to be at and exciting. Like, I kind of hate those kind of events, but it's kind of firing me up that if those events are getting
Well, I think it goes.
I think you guys are like Nostradamus. Like, you guys have been saying for when did you start this? 4 years ago or whatever?
Yep, 4
You've been
years.
saying we're on the cusp. Well, I believe that there's
I think we are
significant
too.
momentum, and we are.
Shout out to everybody in NLEP, everybody that helped bring in those data centers. That is absolutely critical. It's one more block in that getting us to the point to where we are on the cusp and greatness is going to happen.
It was cool
will
to
fun.
see something where a lot of the different silos came together to work on one agenda too.
And I think that's changing. I've even had
Me too.
Bossier people tell me, hey, it's a new day in Bossier. Like, there's a young generation of leaders now, and we don't see it the way our parents saw it, our grandparents. Like, we see that we're all in this together.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And you know what? We hadn't had Rocky on here lately, have we?
no, we probably need to have him back.
We better have. Hey, I like where you're going with that.
And some of the city council members, you have brand new city council. You have a brand new CAO. I was just in a meeting with them yesterday. So I think people are starting to realize, like, hey, if we want this place to be great, we better start doing things together. We better start getting more coordinated. No more black versus white. No more Republican versus Democrat. No more Shreveport versus Bossier. Like, we're hurting each other in all of that. Let's get coordinated. Let's all get on the same page, and let's try and find wins that we can all.
Is that not the old Shreveport-Bossier? God, when one side starts winning, the other side just blast them. I'm so glad that is. I agree with you totally that it's changing.
Yep.
But
if
like,
you'd have been at
it's
the
needed.
NLEP meeting or last night, you know, their big big banquet, their annual thing, you saw people from Ruston, you saw people from Monroe. Okay.
From Baton Rouge.
From Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge.
The first time.
Not only black, white, Shreveport, Bossier, Republican, Democrat, but
The first
South
time
Louisiana, North Louisiana.
NLEP.
Yeah, and that's like.
Okay.
And NLEP is helping to change that too.
They are.
They're helping to get
LED
Baton
even
Rouge.
had a table. You even had the
Exactly.
Louisiana Economic Development
Exactly.
staff, okay, had a full table there. And that's because
exciting.
all the great work that everybody is doing in that. So
I bet
it
the
was good.
governor of Louisiana, this is my prediction.
Okay.
I hadn't said this to anyone
love
else.
this.
I love it.
But I bet the governor of Louisiana, like, let's take for the last year and over the next 5 years, will visit this region more in a 5-year period than in the history of Louisiana.
You
That
heard
is
it here.
probably-
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll bet a round of golf, okay, on that.
I'm not playing Jeffrey in tennis. No kidding.
Well, that's why I said
mean,
golf.
injured.
We're not going to play tennis. But we could go across the street over here and play pickleball.
Oh.
Okay, we could do that. that might be.
I was at the Pickler Open, another exciting thing.
Yeah.
So let's
Yep.
revive the boardwalk. Let's finally make use of this great river we have.
We gotta
that so
use
many
it.
We always
cities.
talk about
I
that.
just got off that.
He just got off that
Like,
with the
let's
Rebel.
use
So
the
Bossier's
river.
doing their part.
Yeah.
I know we've had this conversation
Yeah.
about the Revel, so let's get
The
Shreveport.
river is beautiful.
Incredible.
We have an incredible riverfront. What other city do you know? I mean, is the Parkway 5 miles long? Probably
think
from
so?
like Hamels to downtown, probably 5 or 6 miles. I think I
It's
used to
pretty
run
close.
it
It's pretty close
down
to
and back,
5
and it was
miles.
10. So you
Yeah,
have
it's pretty close to
6
5.
miles, let's call it.
I think we're the city. I think we're the city with the most significant river running through the middle of it that makes less use of it than any city
Any
in
city
the country.
in America.
I would have to agree with you.
Think of the riverfronts you travel to and what they look like.
Yep. Look at the cities that do have that kind of riverfront with communities on both sides and how they take advantage of that, and we don't.
I know that our region has a lot of things we need to fix, but what I really love about the airport corridor project is we're taking one small thing. It's going to be expensive, and it's a real thing. But
This could be a 5-year project.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to misrepresent. Like,
But
this
it's
isn't gonna
doable.
Get, it's doable.
But it's not, let's change the whole thing in one whack and nobody knows how anybody's doing anything. That's how it needs to work. It needs to be, let's go fix the corridor to the airport. Okay, next, we've got a great riverfront. That Hamels area of the riverfront that's so underutilized now. Let's take that on as a group. You know,
Yep, I
let's
agree.
go project by project a little bit.
I think you're right. And I noticed the other day, I was driving out to Greenwood, and they've started painting that water tower out there. The city said they were going to do it. I was a little disappointed in the order that they picked because I felt like that I-20 corridor is so important. But the mayor schooled me real quick on, you can't take all the water towers out of service at the same time and still have water pressure. And I went, that's why he's the mayor and I'm not. Okay. But that's going to make a big difference.
Absolutely.
People
The
coming
new
in-
murals, the mural at Cedar Grove is cool.
Kadavian Baylor is one of the heroes of Shreveport-Bossier. That guy, everyone needs to know him. He needs to be everywhere. His work needs to be everywhere. Like, he is so gifted. We are so lucky to have him.
That is cool. I guess that's on 70th Street.
It's on 70th, right at the entry to I-49.
You're talking about a game
right there.
changer.
Yeah.
It's
Drove
so
by
much more
yesterday.
pride. You're there and you're like, that's cool.
And he's telling our history.
Yeah.
He is. He is. That was an interesting mural. He's got the one side done, okay, and now he's moved to the north side.
Oh, cool.
Of that. So he's.
If y'all
he's
hadn't
on-
had him on here, he's an incredible.
We
he's one of
need
my
to do
we
favorite
need to
people.
do that, man.
I can connect y'all.
You're filling
Yeah.
up our whole billing for the next one. This is really going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun to do this show. And when you were doing yours, is like, there's so many more things when you start to think about
People would always tell me, dude, you're going to run out of stories soon. Like, you're going to
that's
run
not
out of
gonna
people
happen.
to talk about. I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, I could do this for the rest of my life and not cover all the
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm convinced we can keep doing this as long as we want.
and particularly
so
since
many
we're going to
success
double in
stories.
size, like in the next 15 years. I mean, those amount of this community's going to double
Absolutely.
in size in the next
there are going to be
15
more
years. So-
entrepreneurs coming out willing to take the risk.
Jeffrey talks more ridiculous than me. Like, I love it. This is
Well,
great.
I think that's what we need. We need vision. It's just like John Dudley in this.
It's incredible.
Oh, this is such I love when people take big chances that people think are bigger chances that you can do in our region, and then they hit home runs.
I won't lie. Like, I remember I was with him in one of those 5 a.m.
Yeah.
shows or whatever they are on Channel 6 out North Market, and this hadn't been built yet. And he and I were both talking that day, and he was on right before I was, and I was kind of giggling to myself when he was talking about what he was about to do. I was like, that sounds.
And now he's on number 3.
I know. So
He's
what do
on
I
number
know?
3. Yeah,
That's what
but
we
he
need
was
more
willing
of.
to do it. Okay,
Yeah.
and he took the risk. Now, my viewpoint is, I mean, I'm sure you saw recently the water park failed. We backed that guy. He was in the Water Park Hall of Fame, a true professional, wanted to take it on. He took the risk, and it just didn't work out. The weather last summer just killed him, and you can't recover from that. That is not failure. And I told him that. I said, hey, You got to adjust the way you
Let
think.
me ask y'all something off that.
Okay.
Because I ponder this a lot, and I don't have the answer. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm playing devil's advocate here. But we hold on to things a lot in this community that have been very old, that have been around forever, that are part of our history and all that. We hold on to them tightly. That Watertown Water Park on the side of I-20 has been tried and tried and tried again
Since
over and over.
1983.
Should sometimes we just call losers and move on to the next thing? Like,
Yes.
It's hideous on the side of I-20. Should we just bulldoze it down and start the next
Well,
thing?
it's going to be up for sale here pretty quick. Somebody's going to get the opportunity. All right?
Because
And
you could go do something new.
you could.
You could spend our time and our efforts on something new, more
But you're
current.
going to have to be a John Dudley, and you're going to have to go raise $20 million to do it. He could have. He
And
could
you're
have
gonna have to
leveled
be
it.
willing to fail.
That's right.
Right.
Had to be willing to
But
fail.
you're willing to fail when you're going to redo Watertown too.
True.
And so, like,
And he
those guys are putting real money into those places that they're fighting for. There's a lot of money going into fighting for a lot of old school events and old school things every year, a lot of effort. And I'm not saying which ones are losers or winners, but should we be a little more like, that one might be a loser? We've sunk X amount of dollars in it.
Not to get too philosophical with you, but honestly, what I think it is that, one of the great things about this place, one of the great things about communities of this size is that you have traditions, you have rituals. Like, I lived in Los Angeles for 7 years. You never feel connected to anything because it's so transient, and you don't have that.
Right.
And so, with that, so you have a certain reverence for the past. So I think with that probably comes this tendency to try and preserve things that maybe shouldn't be preserved. So being better curators of what should we keep and what should we move.
And let's be a little braver to go try something new.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I think you gotta, it's like, well, we've had that. We know what it is. We know her. Let's just hold on to her. Maybe sometimes we let her go and go out there,
Well, I think there's got to be a lot of thought in that. It's not
John.
an easy solution.
John's,
Okay.
I mean, we've seen Brad Simon do it with the range.
We've seen Brad do it with the
I mean, you
range.
can think about
Anyone thinking about doing this just needs to go dial up your list of guests, listen to your these are the people that are the trendsetters. These are the people that you need to be inspired by. These are
Right.
people that are out there charting new paths.
You know
in
what's
this
really
community.
encouraging about this conversation, this little bit of this conversation, is those guys and gals we just talked about are going to be in your organization in a couple of years. And they're the ones that are going to look at you, and that's encouraging to me.
Yeah, that's
okay?
a great
That
point,
They're
Dave.
going to go, well, Jeffrey, what about this? We need to be a little more risk-taking, okay?
Yeah. I
love
we need
that.
to be
a little more aggressive.
I just got.
So is the Committee of
you know,
100 getting more aggressive?
Yes.
Love it.
And the word I would use that I like even more relevant.
Oh.
Ooh.
Because in the
like
past,
that.
a lot of people have heard of the Committee of 100, but it's like almost a secret society. What do they do? A bunch of masked guys in the shadows.
And we have a website, committee100.org. You can see the list of our members. It's public facing.
incredible.
You can see what our strategic plan is on there on the public facing side of the website. You can see what our focus is. And there's a lot of information about the lanes we're charging in right now.
That's
so
unbelievable.
That is great news. I'm
That is.
excited about that. Hey, Jeffrey, this has really been good. Thanks
So
for
much
coming
fun.
on.
I wanted to do this so long. Thank you, man.
thank y'all for
Appreciate
having
it.
me. Appreciate y'all and everything you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the podcast? We would love your feedback about today's show and who you think should be our next guest. Send us an email at info@eapla.com. Also, be sure to share the show and leave a comment on our social media post.